Well, that's sunrise. The sun is up apparently. Good morning and welcome to an absolutely freezing Sunday morning ride. Oh my gosh. I think someone's forgotten to put 50p in the meter. I don't know what's happened to the weather, but it has turned decidedly freezing again. In fact, it's minus 0.3 this morning. And as if that wasn't bad enough, we've got freezing fog as well. So you'll have to excuse the buff across my face, but I've got ice forming on my gloves at the moment, and I don't fancy it forming on my face. What are we doing? The happier news is that sunrise is getting earlier and earlier. So as we set out at 6:30 this morning, it was only half light, and now at 6:55 the sun has come up. Yeah, it is sunrise, believe it or not. I mean, despite the cold, it is very pretty, very much a winter scene, if only it wasn't the beginning of March. Well, the temperature's now dropped to minus 2.2 and I have ice forming on the hairs on my legs. Maybe that's why the pros shave their legs.
We love this road.
We love it for the view.
Up there, I heard a deer, a pheasant, a gazelle.
A gazelle?
Yeah.
Wow. Do we even get them over here?
The tumble down walls, babbling brooks, the tree-lined road, the railway bridge, the ivy clinging to the trees, the embankment wrapping itself around you, the straightness of the road and the tunnel.
Jimmy does like a moment down this road, and I can hear Tom behind me complaining that his legs are the same colour as my jersey today. How are the legs doing, Tom?
Yeah, they're good, mate. They're glowing.
He doesn't need any lights. Just put his legs out, a car will see him.
Next purchase, Long Johns. Oh, I quite like having them out though.
We've got another masochist in the
Yes, man after my own heart. Tom, very much like me, does like a short. Whatever the weather, be bold, start cold.
Yeah. This is the Big 7 route.
I've actually even put my arm sleeves on this morning. I was that worried about my upper body being cold. The legs, not worried about, but the arms, yeah, they do get a bit cold. Oh, and just to address the elephant in the room, because I'm sure you're wondering, yeah, I couldn't find my full tuck cap this morning, so this random one I got from AliExpress would have to do. Keeping the head warm so far, so it's fulfilling its purpose in life. Ice! Ooh. Oh, it's suddenly turned very icy under wheel. We're now on the backcountry roads, which don't get driven very often, so there's no car tyres to mulch up all the ice, which helps get rid of it, funnily enough. So as we came across a little bit of the road there, it sounded decidedly crunchy with the ice, but we're going uphill again now, and ice rarely forms on a hill, so hopefully we should be okay. Still very foggy, mind. The sun is up there somewhere trying to come out. Try harder. Everything is now getting an icy crust formed on it. I've just noticed even my sleeve is. Oh, what is going on? The legs have got even worse as well. We've just stopped very quickly because I've brought us on the wrong route. So we just stopped to check where we were going, and yes, I didn't take the right turn that I should have done about half a mile back. And we realised that everyone is now forming ice. Jimmy's got ice on his arms, I've got ice on my legs, but as Chris has just pointed out, I think I much prefer this to last week's ride when it was absolutely pouring down and we were riding through lakes. Good fun,
Oh, yeah.
but
You don't need it every week.
so yeah, ice rather than rain. I think that's what we're saying. I think. Jimmy's just come out with a question. What was it again, Jimbo?
I'm just reflecting, you know, we're all entitled to do. Last week I think I did say something to the effect of, where would you rather be, in a nice warm bed, tucked up under a warm duvet, or here out on a ride in the sloshing wet? And I'm just throwing that idea around in my head this morning.
I think for once, Jimbo's decided that maybe staying in bed might have been a better idea.
No.
That's the most negative thing you'll ever hear Jimmy say.
I've warmed up now. Let's go.
Where would you rather be, Chris? Here or in bed?
In bed.
No question. Right, well, as you can tell, the temperature has dropped somewhat again, and now I'm going up what is a little bit of a nemesis of a hill for me, up into Saffron Walden. It's not even that steep, it's just a long, slow drag. Oh boy. But there is a decent descent the other side of it, which is good. Unfortunately though, I won't be able to put my glasses on because they've completely frosted up. Right, well I've had to, hang on a sec. The lens on the GoPro is even frozen up. Right, we've had to stop because having tried to stop at the bottom of that hill, I couldn't. My front brake is seriously deficient at the moment, so I'm gonna have to try and pull the cable to tighten it up a little bit because as it currently stands, I can't stop very quickly. Right, let's get this done. Right, that feels a bit better. Hopefully, I'll actually be able to stop now. And now, as if the freezing fog wasn't bad enough, we've got wind. Is it me or is this fog getting thicker? I don't know if it'll pick it up on the camera, but you can actually now see the fog being blown across the road sideways. Oh boy, this very much takes me back to Jimmy and I in the Isle of Wight on that fateful, absolutely awful weather day. This fog is so thick now, it actually feels like it's raining. So here's a question for you. In a couple of weeks' time, I'm going to be going up to Birmingham to work at the photography show at the National Exhibition Centre. Now, I ordinarily get the train up there, but this time I'm thinking, do I ride up there? It's 109 miles and I'd have to do it on my gravel bike because that's the only bike that I've got a pannier rack for and pannier bags. And quite honestly, I wouldn't fancy strapping loads of weight to this carbon fibre bike. So 109 miles on a 13 kilo bike with another probably 15 to 20 kilos of luggage on it all the way up to Birmingham. What do you think? Shall I do it? I might even be able to get a nice ride in along the canals while I'm up there. Very nice. What do you think though? Solo ride, 109 miles. I'm not sure. I'm a little trepidatious. Oh, that is a nasty little climb. It's got a lovely little drop down to it. Doesn't matter which way you come at it, there's a lovely little drop and then the climb out. Woo! That is a leg burner. How'd you find that?
She is a filthy mistress, really.
Filthy mistress. Well, we've just been passed by the local Walden Velo Cycling Club and now Chris has had a caffeine shot. He's decided to join them. Not that you can see him now in this fog. Oh, you've decided to rejoin us, have you? You've had enough of your new friends.
We were doing like 24 miles an hour and I was struggling to keep up with it.
You know your friends when they decide to jump off with another group. Yeah, we're not quite ready for the heady heights of Walden Velo. We'll stick with our party pace. Going back to the idea of cycling up to Birmingham for a second, I'm hoping that the weather has significantly improved by the time I have to go up there because this weather today ain't it. Well, there we go, 30 miles in, 2 hours down, and despite the freezing fog, despite the icicles growing on every part of our bodies, we've made it. And as ever, no regrets for getting out early. Well, maybe a couple of regrets at 6 AM. Right, let's get home.
We've dragged out another 30 miles on a day like that. Cold, wet, freezing fog, water in the eye, slushy roads, potholes, multiple things. 30 miles still done.
Still got out. That's what it's all about. You need to get out. Push yourself out. Don't let any excuses get in your way. So yeah, as Jimmy was saying, despite the weather, 30 miles done. And talking of the weather, we seem to have experienced pretty much every condition that Mother Nature could throw at us over the last 3 weeks. 2 weeks ago, we had floods and sun. Last weekend, we had absolutely biblical rain and floods. And this weekend, freezing fog. We only need snow next weekend, and we'll have had the full winter set. Although having said that, I hope we don't have snow next weekend because it's going to be a heavy cycling one for me. Because on the Saturday, I'm heading out with my 11-year-old son to do the 56-mile tour of Cambridge. And then on the Sunday, Jimmy is running the Cambridge Half Marathon. And so it's become a bit of an annual event now where we bike up to Cambridge, we sit down and have a bit of breakfast while Jimmy runs the half marathon, and then we cycle the 30 miles back again. So there's going to be a good 116 miles-ish done next weekend. So I'm looking forward to that, but it is going to be a bit of a heavy one. So I'm hoping there won't be any snow next weekend. Oh, and actually, talking of doing the tour of Cambridge ride, I have a bit of a rush job to do this week because I recently bought my son a carbon fibre frame, and he and I set about trying to put it together yesterday, but we had a few problems. Chief of which is the second-hand Shimano 105 shifters that I bought for it. The left shifter didn't work. Despite the listing saying that they worked perfectly, it just doesn't seem to be catching or engaging or pulling any of the cable through. So I've taken that up with the seller on eBay, and I'm waiting for an answer back on that, and I've had to buy an extra left-hand shifter. But here is the bike. It's a full carbon fibre Planet X RT58 frame, I think it's called. And as I say, it's going to have full 105 groups out on it because it's his first proper bike, first 700c wheel, full-size, small adult bike. So I didn't think he was ready for Ultegra or Dura Race, but I wanted to put something a little bit special on it for him. So I need to, this week, rush getting that done because he needs to be riding that next weekend. So fingers crossed that'll happen, and that build video with the two of us putting it together will be coming out in the next couple of weeks if you're interested in seeing that. But yes, otherwise, thank you very much for watching this video. It was extremely foggy today, but as ever, very, very enjoyable. So I hope all of these videos over the last 3 weeks have shown you that whatever the weather, you can still get out and have fun on the bike. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.